1969 Chevelle SS, Al Purchase. 5:05 reaction time. Goes through the line. 1:01:32, 11:88. Mike Breen in a 1970 Camaro from Iona Station in the Tower Lane lifts the front end off the ground as he races away from Lawrence Beal out of Otterville. But Lawrence is hot on him. And at the end, the win goes to Lawrence Beal out of Otterville with his Grand National at 108 miles per hour, 12.17 ET. La Moose, Tower Lane. (13.6) second Firebird in 1979 from Fred Priddle in the Molson Export Lane. Off he goes, and off goes La Moose. Pro Comp, please report to the staging lanes immediately. Pro Comp to the staging lanes. Marshall and Marshall, the Molson Export Lane, versus Natural Edge Racing Camaro. Bill Butters from Cottam, Ontario takes a Tower Camaro. Mike and Linda Marshall from Wellandport. Lights are ready. We're down. Natural Edge taking the whole shot. Stepping out all the way. 84 and 79 from the Tower off the line. We got Mike and Linda Marshall taking the take. 92-25, 12.98. 78 Malibu of Don Mathers from Sarnia takes the lead. 5:23. 76 Mustang of Brian Cole. Through the lights at 79.42. 95 for the Mustang. Trophy, please report to lane 7. Trophy cars, please report to lane 7. And the Sunoco Chevelle takes off with Gary Grievers from Paris. Tower Lane gives you Ron Fleet from Hamilton in a 1978 Nova. The win goes to the Nova, 110.74, 12.31. And the bikes are hot. Doug Johnson from Elmer. SXR 92 1100 versus Steve Skirch from Woodstock in a Suzuki 1989. A shipping and receiving foreman in our Tower Lane ready to go. And they're off. 8:04 and 6:88 for reaction time. The win goes to the Tower Lane of Steve Scratch of Woodstock. Just like to take this time for a second and announce that Bill McDonald would like to thank Al Lozon, Dan Aiken, AJ, Wayne, Stennett, and especially Paul Grant and Chris Ward for their help in replacing the motor in his car yesterday. Now that's a good thing to do, is to thank somebody for helping you out, because we all got to rely on other people to help us get through these days. Pro Comp, would you please report to lane 1? Pro Comp, staging lane 1. 1 and 2. 1 and 2, please. And they're off. Racing motorcycle action continues. Dale Butler from Woodstock in the Molson Export Lane races with Don Johnson from London. And Dale wins with 105.37 miles per hour through the quarter and an ET of 10.07. Trophy Eliminator, please report to lane 7. Trophy Eliminator, please report to lane 7 now. And Dale Butler takes the win with 105.37. And now we've got Kathy Foley, Burlington, driving a 1982 440 cubic centimeter Kawasaki. Scott Martin in the Tower Lane 84 KZ Kawasaki is just ready to give it the throttle, and the lights to go green, and they're off. Reaction time was 6:78 for the Molson Export side and 6:76. Now, how do you get closer than reaction time of that, eh? We got a winner on the Tower side. Scott Martin caught her by the time he got to the end of the quarter with 113.70 miles per hour. Brian Wilson from Port Stanley now lines up at the lights with his Kawasaki 1975. He's ready to race. Greg Wyatt from Watford in his 1975 Cowie, and they're both about to go now, but we got a shut down in the stall. Chain broke. Through the Molson Export side at 90.06. If any of you folks are sticking around this evening, before you head back into London, you might want to take the short little drive into the historic village of Sparta while you're so close, and check out some of the buildings and the history that has kept the backbone of this country around. And they've got a nice little pub there called the Historic Village Pub. And if you get a chance, stop in there. They've got a lot of hospitality and more than happy to serve you a Sunday supper and sing karaoke later on this evening. Could we please have the Super Pro Eliminators in 3, 4, 5, 6? Super Pro Eliminators, 3, 4, 5, and 6 now, please. Up at the line, we got Rob McKee from Hamilton in his GSXR Suzuki. He's racing a Kawasaki by Brian Yeoman. And a green light to the Tower Lane. A green light for the Molson Export Lane, and a reaction time of 5-0 for the Tower and 6-4 for the Molson Export Lane. But through the trap at 134.71, Rob McKee from the Molson Export Lane takes the win. Ramey Gaudreau from Courtright, 1973 Kawasaki in the Tower Lane against Mike Vandervoen from Port Stanley. 1984 Kawasaki goes crazy off the line. Red light on the Tower Lane. Molson Export Lane win, 117.76 miles per hour. Again, Kawasaki versus Kawasaki. Rick Hanley in the Molson Export Lane and Ken Ward. Staging set. Green lights. Running strong all the way through the quarter, and through the gates you got 107.002 and 101.87. Molson Export win. Super Pro, 3, 4, 5, 6 staging lanes, please. Super Pro, staging lanes 3, 4, 5, and 6 now. Shane Yeoman and Glen Rock. The win goes to Glen Rock from Port Stanley, Ontario at 111.26 miles per hour. 121 to the Molson export side.